American Zionists get the benefits of, white privileged people, but talk like they are black people during slavery.
So what's been happening to Jews globally and in America lately is that we've been getting collectively whitewashed so that people like Julian Casablanca can talk all the shit that they want and pretend like it's fighting racism. Now, I am very aware that Julian Casablanca said American Zionists and not American Jews. The only problem is that the most Zionist people that I've known in my life, aka the people with the strongest connections to Israel, have tended to look a lot less like this and a lot more like this. Because guess where most Middle Eastern Jews live? For American Jews, being able to completely separate your Jewish identity from Israel is absolutely white privilege, and people shouldn't act like they care about fighting racism if the only Jews they want to listen to about the conflict are people like Seth Rogen and Hannah Einbinder. There are literally hundreds of thousands of Jews in America who are definitely not white and definitely support Israel's right to exist. And if Julian Casablancas really cares about racism, maybe he should try actually listening to them instead of bullying them for their apparent white privilege. And as an American Jew who can claim to be white, there's this interesting irony to my experience, where the more people insist upon my white privilege, the more they're tying my identity to a conflict in the Middle East and getting angry at me for things that are completely out of my control before knowing anything about me or what I actually think about the conflict. And by the way, I've never heard anyone compare what we're going through to slavery. That is blatantly exaggerated and is the exact kind of gaslighting elites in the art scene like Casablancas need to do to bully away perspectives that can actually challenge their point of view. Which is exactly why I don't expect Julian Casablancas to actually listen to anyone he's talking about unless they're saying something that validates his racist stereotypes of them, because that would require him to take accountability like a grown-ass adult, which only becomes harder the further he goes with this white privilege narrative.
Native American rebellions, slave rebellions that were violent didn't mean that, slavery is not bad.
That's right, folks. Julian Casablanca said it was like a slave rebellion when white colonizers like these got murdered for the crime of living in the country that they were born in. Anyone who thinks there's any justice in innocent people like that being murdered for the occupation is not doing anything to help the Palestinians. You're actually just fueling the cycle of violence that got tens of thousands killed. A nepo baby white American morally justifying the murder of innocent brown and black people significantly less privileged than him is the exact kind of blatant racist hypocrisy that goes to show that all the worst things that my haters could ever imagine me being is exactly what they are. If people like Casablancas really believe in calling out white privilege, I'd be more than happy to empower people of color in the Middle East to talk some shit back to racist elites in the Western art scene.